Good evening. Welcome to the Coffee Pod Live. It's probably going to be the last one this year, believe it or not, because the World Cup starts next week and I've got quite a busy December plan. So I think I'm going to take the rest of the year off going live unless I do a random live, which will be interesting. So I'll just wait for a few more people to join. Haven't got a guest tonight, literally just a question and answer session. We can talk anything reselling related, anything YouTube related, or anything you guys want to discuss. But I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who's watched the video so far and the comments made with regards to the Christmas present appeal I am doing. I've managed to sell a couple of items already. Well, one item's definitely guaranteed sold. And someone might be interested in a few other items as well. I put on my Instagram story today. So if you haven't seen that, please take a look. But let's say hello to a couple of people who have jumped in so far. And as I say, any questions tonight you have, it's a pure question and answer tonight, a bit of a chilled one. Probably only going to be on for about half an hour this evening. I'm a little bit hungover. We was at a wedding last night. Got back. We stayed overnight. Got back early hours of this morning, and I had 30 orders to pack, which is always a good place to be. I'm not complaining about 30 orders over the weekend, but because I'm on same day dispatch now, they all needed to go out. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, please chuck them in the chat. And then what I'll do is speak about the present appeal and why I'm doing it in a bit as well. So. We've got Tonks in. Good evening. Let me make this full screen so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, Pokerzen, you've changed your name. Let us know why. But welcome. Chris, hi. Hope you're good. Hi, Lisa. Tamabel, hi. Tam, I still need to... I'm going to drop you a message later on with regards to what I messaged you before. I'm still looking for an Irish reseller. So if anyone knows anyone in Ireland who is a reseller and would be interested in maybe doing something in December, I'm looking to speak to you. So if anyone can put me in the right direction, that'd be brilliant. Let me just see who else. Limelight Vinty, hello, good evening. Hi, Paul, hope you're well. Hopefully see you soon. Fingers crossed. There's so many Pauls now, but I believe you're the Paul who goes to the boots I will go to on Saturday. So yeah, hopefully bump into you soon. Hi, Tapella. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. And already Helpsy. David M is Irish. What's his surname, Derek? If you can let me know, that'd be great. Because what I'll do is I'll try and message him. And Tonks has got a good question. Why Irish? So I don't mind telling you my plan for a little challenge we're going to do in December. I kind of want to do a reselling World Cup, but it's more of a British Isles Cup. So we're going to have a reseller from England, myself. We're going to have one from Scotland, one from Wales, and hopefully one from Ireland. And we're going to have a little bit of a competition, a bit of a, not a listing competition as such. It's more of a case of working in December and see who can make the most sales and stuff. So yeah, that's coming on the channel soon, as long as I can find someone from Ireland. If not, we might go without, or I might find a token Irish person who wants to join the challenge. But yeah, more coming on that soon. Let me see who else. GT, evening. Hope you're well, bud. Alan, good evening. Yeah, Chris is saying David M as well. So I'm going to find out who David M is and definitely get in touch. Let me just see if I've missed anyone. Junie, hi, good to see you. RS, evening. Thank you, mate. I'm going to pin his channel in my star so I can check that out later. I think Frankie Harry lives in Ireland, but I could be wrong. So Pokeson said, I've changed my name, but anyone knows me as Pokeson still calls me Pokeson. Okay, that's fair enough. Right, and we've got Sophie and SB. I was urgently messaging Sophie before this live because I'm looking to buy a new monitor, so I was having a chat with her about that as well. So yeah, so thanks all for joining. As I say, tonight it's just going to be a question and answer. In case you missed the start of the stream, this is probably going to be the last coffee pod this year because the World Cup, and I know I'm going to be mega busy in December. As I say, I've got lots of things going on the channel. Again, I can announce tonight I'm going to try Vlogmas for the first time. I've heard lots of resellers have done it before and have said it's absolutely exhausting. But I'm going to give it a go. It's my first year on YouTube and I love Christmas, so why not give it a go? JJ, hi, thanks for coming in. So yeah, tonight, any questions you guys may have, let me know how sales have been for you, because we are obviously in Q4 now and sales do normally increase for Q4, I have found recently my sales have gone crazy. I've done a few things to my store. I've switched to same day dispatch, which has really helped. And also I'm being more consistent with listings. I've gone up to 13 listings a day now, and I'm going to increase that by one extra listing per month. So in December, it's going to go 14 and so forth. And I've made a huge decision on my eBay store. So I've been thinking last week and this week, and there's been lots of talks about niching down and whether I'm going to do so. But I'm going to niche down in a slightly different way, I've decided, because with the YouTube channel, I want to continue going out and picking up some exciting stuff. But I'm going to niche down to smaller items, so video game consoles and smaller, compared to picking up these bigger items. So that's going to be my niching plan next year. And I'll talk a bit more about sort of my plans for niching next year, and also with regards to my plans for growing the business, because I think next year is going to be a real growth for me. JJ says sales brilliant, 100 plus orders over the weekend, amazing, good stuff. Yeah, I had 30 and I was over the moon. Yesterday when I was at the wedding as well, orders just kept coming through, and you know, I'm on the dance floor dancing away. But when an order comes through, you got to stop and accept it. So yeah, no, glad JJ, things are going well. Hi Rich, hope you're good. So one on Vinted today and one on eBay for Sophie today. It's good. Evening P, evening, hope you're well. I missed your live this morning, apologies, because I was driving back. So yeah, apologies for that, but I will catch up, see how it all went. Let me see who else I've missed here. Hi Sharon, I think I've caught up with everyone, I believe. Yeah, so if you guys got any questions or anything, please drop them in the chat. And if you haven't seen, as I mentioned, my last YouTube video I put out, I'm doing a Christmas present appeal at the moment. So my plan was to go to the car boot sale, to spend £50 on items to resell as quick as possible, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And all of that money will be going probably to Tesco's or Asda, really, to go and buy some gifts for children who might be less fortunate at Christmas time. And then I'm going to actually drop off the gifts. So I'm going to vlog that whole process. And I appreciate when I drop things off, I might not even be able to speak to anyone, but if I can, I will do so, because I'm really keen to find out where it goes to and how many people it helps us appeal, because I know a lot of people do it every year. And I popped it out on Facebook, and loads of people come back to me with places where you can drop gifts off. So I think Salvation Army does it, but there's also lots of local places that I can actually physically go into and drop the presents off. One of them said I might be able to meet some of the families who, you know, this appeal works for, basically, and to support. So that'd be quite nice if I can meet them. But beforehand, I'll speak to people to let them know, well, to ask them if it's okay for me to film that interaction as well. Some people will be okay with that, some won't. But if I can do, I'm going to vlog the whole thing, which would be quite cool. Yes, I did, Rich. I forgot to mess you earlier. It arrived today. So I haven't even opened it yet, but I will. I'll drop you a message on Instagram afterwards. I'm going to open it up, so I'll drop you a message. But yeah, thanks for sending that through, bud. So Tonk says, do you have to source the niche down to small things like games because you might struggle without a reliable source? Yeah, so because I do everything, the change is mainly going to be is sticking to small items in the shed. I'm using a game as an example. It's a bad example because I'm not going to niche down into games. But picking something like that up compared to, I'm going to drop everything here, but that's fine. Picking up big keyboards. That's where my change is going to go. So at the moment in my store, I've got nearly 700 items, which is low for me. But I believe even in the shed here, I can probably store double that by just niching down into smaller items. So instead of picking up one category, I'm still going to be an everything seller, but I'm just going to concentrate on the smaller items to improve the space. But on top of that as well, I want to start thinking about my average sale price and my profit price. So I'm now going to be looking, when we get into next year, every item to be at least £20 or above profit. And my aim is when I get to 20 listings a day is what my end goal is. And I'll probably hit that in June time next year by what I'm predicting to do. I'm looking to sell 10 a day. So effectively, I want to be earning the £200 profit a day. That's kind of where I want my business to get to. It's going to be a real struggle to get there, I don't mind admitting, because sometimes you can't find that many items making that much profit. I'm going to have to be a bit more creative. I'm going to have to find new sources. I'm probably going to have to go out to the weekday boot sales a bit more. And even on Sundays, maybe go to 2 boot sales instead of 1. So yeah, I'm really passionate about actually seeing if I can make that work. It's an interesting switch for me, where at the moment I'm happy to turn that £1 into £10. I'm going to have to kind of leave them items behind, as well as the bulky stuff as well. Jason's in. Good evening. Yeah, I know, Rich. I know what posts like at the moment. How's everyone getting on with postage? I mean, I've had 4 messages from Friday about stuff hasn't arrived yet. I don't know whether people are more impatient at the moment or whether it's just slow. But yeah, let me know how everyone's getting on with the postage. Yeah, JJ, niche with large letter is the way to go. I absolutely agree. You can get that postage price down. I know the things you sell all go in large letters as well. You save a lot of money, but you can still charge the customer a little bit more on postage as well, which is good. Luke, evening, mate. Yeah, so Luke has had to listen to me for the last 3 months talk all this through, where I've gone from the stage of completely not niching down to gonna niche down 100% next year, to really figuring out that to niche down completely, it wouldn't be right for me. I wouldn't enjoy it, I don't feel. So yeah, to niche down to small items. But yeah, he's had to sadly sit and listen to me for ages. Yep, Tam, you're right. No more humongous Nerf guns. So the smaller Nerf guns, yes, but none of the big ones. No more VCR DVD combos, no more bread makers, no more CRT TVs. So that is going to be really tough for me to actually walk past them at the car boot, see it sitting there for £5, and knowing in my head that can make a quick £80. It's going to be hard for me to leave them behind. But I have left it slightly open where for the odd item, I will pick up, but it'll be quite rare. So I'm talking about maybe 1 VHS DVD combo a month compared to 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, walking past them items is going to be really difficult at first. There we are. JJ has 1 bookshelf that holds 20k worth of my stock. So yeah, again, smaller items, we all know you can store them in less space. And at the moment, as you can see, the shed is absolutely rammed. And we're probably going to be looking at moving house. We're going to probably start looking next summer anyway. So this will just really help me in that space as well. Closet Geek, evening. Hope you're well. And yeah, you're saying the strikes are still affected. Yeah, I think everywhere's delayed. Now, I heard a rumor, and I'm going to state this as a rumor, that Royal Mail have actually hired some of the Every staff to help them and support them during everything. So if they're taking staff away from Every, maybe that slowed down the whole process. I think there's subcontracts in it, I believe I heard, but again, not guaranteed. Not had a single issue of posting. Long may it continue. Yeah, fingers crossed. Touch wood. I mean, I haven't had anything apart from the recently last couple of days. I also had some weird messages from GSP customers as well, with regards to saying, you know, I've waited 6 days for my item. Where is it? And the tracking shows it's arrived at the GSP hub. So I'm having to explain to them how GSP works. But they're still not believing me. They're effectively saying that I've sent it to the wrong address. So I'm not sure how well eBay communicates the process of GSP with the customer, or whether they're just new to the platform. So yeah, I don't mind explaining it to them, but I've had a few of them. GT says, loving Raw Mail new lowest postage prices. Pretty much everything is $5.95 or less. I haven't checked it out recently. I did see Raw Mail did drop below the £3 for 2 kg, I believe, at some point recently, and they were doing free collection on that as well, but I didn't switch across. So Johnny Forticoat's in. Hi, good evening. Are you using a 40-hour collect? And that's what I was just talking about, Closet Geek. I didn't switch across, but I did see they was doing it. My worry was with that, if Raw Mail are struggling, everyone's doing that collect service, is that going to cause you more headaches? And more importantly as well, are they going to turn up? Because I don't want to go down to my Raw Mail office and have to drop it off. And I think with me switching to same-day dispatch, I like it being in my control, where I have to physically go and drop the parcels off. I know it's done then, compared to kind of waiting in for someone to collect. But that's just a personal preference. Jason says I use Every 99%, everything fine. Yeah, absolutely same as me. As I said, recently I've had a couple of things, but most of the time it's absolutely good. Rich uses Every as well. Hello, sir. I'm from Cambodia. Oh, fantastic. Marsha, 1 question. How much can a starter store earn per month? So I probably need a bit more information of what you mean a starter store. You can earn as much as you want in a month. Effectively, it depends on what items you've got. So, for instance, if you've got 100, I don't know, 100 N64s, for instance, I'll use that as an example, and you list them all at £30 each, you'll probably sell all 100 within a day, I would have thought. But it does depend on the items. It does depend how many items you're listing, etc. There's lots that goes into it. So yeah, happy to help out. If you want to drop me a message on my Instagram, it's Bold Finds as well. More than happy to support in any way I can. But yeah, thank you for coming from Cambodia. Hi Damien, hope you're well, bud. Hi Gary. Lisa saying she uses raw mail. Raw mail took 4 days to deliver a 48 tract for me. So they are still having some issues. I think it does depend on where you are. I think it's the luck of the draw at times. I've had issues with raw mail before. I don't have many issues with every, but now I've got a couple of issues with every. But yeah, I think it all depends on where you are. Wait, VHS DVD combo. Isn't that still a VHS player? So GT, what I'm talking about, and I know I shouldn't have these extra rules, but this is the way my brain works. If I find one at the car boot sale like I did the other month where it's in the box and I know it's going to be worth, 150 to £200 and it's going to cost me £5 or £6, I can't leave that one behind. But you won't see me in my trolley with 6 or 7 of them, I promise you that. And if you do, I'm happy for anyone to criticize. And in fact, you can downvote the YouTube video. There we are. So if you see me with more than one in the trolley, but it's going to be a rare thing. But yeah, when I see it at the auction, I haven't been to the auction in a while, but when I do see it at the auction, I won't be bidding them. So they're all yours, mate. You can deal with the bulky stuff. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, VCR combos are hard as they only shave one use or share one use, I guess. I get high returns on them because they convert them. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so people will buy them from you, use them for what they want to do, and they know within 30 days they can send them back to you. So I don't know if I've had that before, but yeah, I have had some returns on them before, which also puts me off with electronics. I've been doing lots of cameras recently, and I'm really enjoying them. And that brings me on nicely to Neil, who's just jumped in, because I know he does a lot of cameras as well. So yeah, I've been picking up cameras, dealing with them, especially from the bundle I got from Neil, and doing quite well on them. But even they take quite a lot of time to test. But there's something I'm going to look out for more next year because they're so easy to store, which is good. So JJ says, I send a lot of raw mail and I've had no issues yet. Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of people are not having issues at the moment. There's a few which is slightly delayed, but touch wood, so far, so good. And I believe the strikes have been put on hold again, potentially, or something's going on in that sense. So, yeah, fingers crossed the strikes don't actually happen. I know there was talks of Black Friday. So if anyone has any knowledge on that, if it's still going ahead, let us know in the chat. That'll be really helpful. I haven't looked into it, so that'll be good to know. So Tonk says, we're niching this clothing, easy to list and easy to post, but it's affecting our sales just now as we have too many summer items. Lesson learned for next year. Yeah, so I think clothing is the easiest thing to niche down to because it's plentiful. Every time you go to a car boot sale or anywhere, charity shop, you can pick up clothing. But I just hate the process of listing clothing. I tried it before and actually having to measure it, having to do everything else. I'm just not set up for it here in the shed. I think if you've got a nice flat lay system or a nice background, you can do it and you can get the measurements in. I think clothing's really good. But yeah, well, good luck with that. Yeah, I think it's important to have, obviously, clothing for all year round. If you was just to sell winter coats, then your Q4 or maybe even Q3 is going to be okay. But the rest of the year, you're not going to make many sales. So yeah, you kind of need a mixture of everything. The every rumor is true. Thanks, JJ. Yeah, I did hear they subcontracted them in to help as well. Yeah, okay. It will. Siri's talking to me now. It will soon be summer again, James. Yeah, it'll come around quick. So Neil's saying he had a lost parcel refunded buyer, and then it arrived the next day. Otherwise, no issues, raw mail. So yeah, I've got something similar at the moment. So I sold some trainers to a guy, and his address was actually a Pizza Express. So I'm guessing he works there. But Hermes, for some reason or whatever, he can't deliver the parcel. It keeps saying delayed, wait 24 hours, delayed, wait 24 hours. So he's opened up a case via eBay, and I kind of need to go back within the next couple of days with an update. And I've opened a case via Packlink to find out what's going on, but they're a bit slow. So what do I do in that circumstance? Because at some point, I'm probably going to have to refund him without getting the item back. But then what happens if he receives the item? does he have to send it back to me? Will eBay make him, or do I lose out on both the item and the money if every do deliver? Let me know in the chat. That'd be good to know. So Gary asks, DB, are you still doing your Lego? Tap Pellet, if you use Parcel to Go or similar and GSP, remove the email from the post order as I'll get notified by email delivered when it goes GSP. Yeah, I use eBay directly for my postage labels, but that's a really good tip because I think when I have used Parcel to Go before, that happened. As soon as I got the label as soon as it arrived at the eBay hub, the customer straight away was saying the item shows delivered and it hasn't been delivered, and it was kicking off at me kind of thing. So that's good knowledge. £2.85 raw mail tracked 48 is amazing. Yeah, that's so cheap. I don't know what 48 used to be. I know it used to be probably double that, didn't it? Or nearly £4 or whatever it may be. So, yeah, it's cheap at the moment if you do want to swap across. And Damien, let me know, are they still collecting? Because I know at one point they was. And Closet Geek says they prioritise the 48. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there we are. A GT Pre-Loves put the same in as well. With £100 insurance for under 2 kg. Okay. I send a lot of 2 kg and it's costing me about £4.35, I think it is, with every at the moment. So I might consider that for the bigger items. So let's see anywhere else. Okay. Let me just catch up with the chat here. Don't know what's happened to Joe's van, but I hope the van's okay. Neil says, like James, I'd rather drop off at the parcel shop. Yeah, absolutely. So for me, it's that I just worry. I just worry in the sense of if it gets to 2 or 3 o'clock and I'm still sitting there with 100 parcels. Well, not even 100, let's be honest. I don't do that many yet. But say I've got 30 parcels like today and it's 2 or 3 o'clock and the postie hasn't arrived to pick them up. At what point do you kind of say, right, I've got to go and do it now? So, yeah, I just like dropping mine off in the morning, really. Let's see. Let me scroll through the chat. Here we go. So Derek's saying eBay will cover you. I think if the traffic shows delivery attempt. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I have tried to deliver it a few times, and the guy's just relentless with the messaging. I don't know if you guys have switched over to the new messaging format. I haven't personally, but I can tell this person has, because it's like messaging like he's on Facebook Messenger. It's just like one word. And I think the other day I had 12 messages from him. And at some points he's just writing, hi, hello, any update. And it's just relentless at the moment. So yeah, I've gone back to him to say, look, the case is open with eBay. I'm investigating at the moment and I'll come back to you. So I used to work in a pub and got deliveries there. Why won't they deliver it? I don't know. It's really strange. It's a Pizza Express store. So the only thing I can think of, if ever you try and deliver this parcel at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, but I'm still guessing people will be in there. I'm guessing the chefs will be in there pretty early to set up for lunchtime. So yeah, really strange. They're just not delivering it for whatever reason. So that's a nightmare situation. I had that. Technically, the buyer has to return the item at your expense or pay for it, but eBay won't get involved to help. So that worries me in the sense of they're a £30 pair of trainers. So what happens if he just stops communicating? I'm guessing I just lose out. So yeah. And Gary's saying what I thought at first: pizza shop will be closed. Won't they at the time of delivery? Potentially, if it's early. I mean, I can't see every delivering a parcel before 8 o'clock unless it's in a good area. I've never had that. So yeah, I don't know. But it'd be nice, what, on the tracking if they could just give a bit more information. I was watching Pound Girl's video today about contacting every and speaking to a human. So that might be my next step tomorrow. But the case is open with Packlink, but they take ages to actually do anything. So I might just have to lose out there. So Lisa's saying, it says delivered, eBay cover you. Yeah, so it doesn't say delivered at the moment. That's the trouble. They're trying to deliver it, which is so frustrating. More often than not, the buyer will let you know it's arrived after you've refunded and offered to pay. Yeah, I've had a few like that before for other circumstances. So I did have a lost parcel, funnily enough, and it was only a £6 item, and I refunded the guy in full, of course. And then I think it was 3 weeks later it arrived, and he messaged me straight away asking for my PayPal, offering to pay. And I just said to him, look, I appreciate your honesty, but it's fine. Just keep it, put it down to the courier company, and I had already claimed for a lost parcel at that point anyway, so it was all good. Royal Mail Track 2448 for eBay is still only £20 coverage. Okay, interesting. I think someone put it was £100 earlier. So, okay, Tonks ask, anyone else bought from Fleek? Bought 22 items, so Barber Dickies jackets, gilets, fishing vest, and a few days after my purchase still not been accepted. No, so the only time I've heard of Fleek, I think Chris Cookin Hayden spoke to them once about stuff when they first come on the scene, but I've never done vintage clothing or any clothing. But Closet Geek is saying they're buying from Fleek. What's your guys' experience with them? Has it been good? Because it looked good when I know Chris was kind of speaking about it. But yeah, let me know your experience with that. So Lee says her postman said they were only allowed to collect 4 parcels, but when you book it, they give you a time slot. It's just the time the postman is due to deliver your normal post. Okay, so you can kind of book a time slot. Yeah, it might be an option. I might, do you know what? I might trial it. I might trial it this week and see what happens, because it would be nice to get the parcels collected. Because even today, taking I think it was 30 orders down to the lockers today was an absolute nightmare. And I've seen a lot of things where people have had issues with lockers. I've not had any problems, touch wood. So yeah, it'd be nice if someone could actually send it. Someone can come and collect it. Sorry. I have problems with takeaway, shop delivery, all closed during the day. Even if chef is the back, shutters will be closed. Yeah, good point, Derek, actually, thinking about that, because if they try and go through the front door of the shop and it's closed, unless the chef comes out, whatever, which they probably won't, nothing to do with them. So yeah, interesting. Tonk says first time for me. The prices on there seem expensive, but Google think his Fleek will help you if you get poor quality items. Okay, so it sounds like their customer service is pretty decent. One of the other resellers I speak to was having a few issues with his wholesaler, where he ordered some items and they then said it was out of stock, so they couldn't deliver. But it didn't tell him. It took him to wait and have to call him up to get that feedback. And they've been quite nice to send him out a extra box as an apology. But yeah, I think you've got to find your contacts and your wholesalers you want to use, but make sure you do the reviews first, because there's so many bad ones who obviously pick through it all anyway, and just send you all the junk as well. So, and Tonk's asking any issues, so it'll be interesting to see. And Closet Geek's done a video. I'm going to catch up on that then, because I want to see some feedback from people who've used it. So Tonk's done a video at no issues. Oh, so it's £100 coverage you buy it on the Royal Mail website, £20 you buy it through eBay. Oh, and there we are. Okay, so that's interesting. So doing it straight through Royal Mail, you get £100 coverage, which is good. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well. Chris is live at 8 o'clock tonight. I believe Chris was talking about a Secret Santa and a World Cup sweepstake, I believe. So yeah, jump on Chris's channel at 8 o'clock. I'll be there at 8 o'clock as well. I'm going to head to the gym after this, but I will have it on while on the treadmill at the gym. Thanks for coming in, mate. I've done a sponsored video for Fleek and now ordering weekly and posting the bargains on my Insta. Yeah, it's good. Do you know what? I'm really glad that there is a wholesale company where YouTubers are kind of promoting and sponsoring, and they're clearly using themselves, and it sounds like it's a real success as well, because I'm not saying YouTubers I'm saying some YouTubers do this. They will just promote products that they don't use themselves, and you can tell as well. So it's really good, the people who are, because I know Chris has used them as well. So yeah, I'm pleased it's working for you guys, especially on the clothing side. Neil, my postie turned up expecting 28 letters. I had 28 parcels in 3 sacks. Yeah, I bet they're your best friends. I mean, my postie always comes round when he collects the parcels, when I've done the Royal Mail part before. And he doesn't even have he just has a small bag with him. So I'm guessing they look at how many orders they've got to collect and whether they turn up in the van. So I might just try it next week. I might next Monday just book all, hopefully 30 orders again in with Royal Mail and hope for the best. Okay. So the gentleman marketeer says, how long did it take you to pack your parcels today, James? Great question, and thanks for asking, because I was so hungover this morning. I still am a little bit now, which is why I need to go to the gym and try and sweat out these whiskey shots from last night. But I actually timed it today because I'm really keen on finding out how quick my processes are, and I don't know, it's okay, but I feel I'm slow. So it took me an hour, well, it was 1 hour and 3 minutes to pack the 30 items. All different sizes, so all different boxes needed, poly bags, different size boxes. But that was without printing the labels, because this morning the pack link postage was down. It kept saying it was the website wasn't working, basically. So yeah, it was an hour and 3 minutes, and then probably another 15 minutes or so to print the labels or whatever it may be. So probably an hour and 20 minutes, I would say, in total to do the 30 orders. Which isn't too bad, but I want to get that quicker. And I think, again, by niching into smaller items, it's going to mean I need less big boxes, and it's going to be a lot easier to chuck things in poly mailers or just these small eBay boxes. So let me grab one. Recently, if I can find them, I haven't got them to hand. Right, 2 seconds. I've got a PlayStation there. Don't want to knock that off. So I've been using these boxes recently from eBay. And they're quite a good size for the things I want to kind of plan to sell. So good size for cameras and games and that, etc. So yeah, I've got them using my packing voucher for eBay. So they've been quite handy. But yeah, sort of an hour and 30 this morning, but it was hard work, believe me. So Closet Geeks' Fleek has loads of different sellers on there, obviously all different better ranked sellers. Yeah, that's a good thing. You have got rankings on there, and people can leave feedback as well. Yeah, so Jason's saying £100 in stamps. I've heard that Royal Mail, they don't actually physically give you the money back. Is that true? Let me know. But I have heard it's stamps as well. £100 is all good and well, but they still only pay out the ridiculous wholesale price of the item. That pisses me off. Yeah, so I've heard that. So with Royal Mail, they don't actually pay what you sold it for. It's what the item is worth, kind of thing. So interesting. I gave him some beers at the weekend to keep make sure you keep your posties sweet. So I do the same with my every driver, although he doesn't collect parcels from me at the moment because I drop them off. When Packlink do an offer with Everywhere, its collection price is free, so the same price as drop off. I do it, and I do the same. I leave them out some drinks, leave them out some snacks, and at Christmas I will give them like a gift voucher as well. I think it's important to look after them people. Even when I drop the parcels off at the co-op as well, it's really difficult because I want to take them in like a box of celebrations to say thank you, but you know they're a co-op, so they've got celebrations there. But what I might do one day, I might just pick one up, pay for it at a till, and then just give it to the staff because they're great in there. I come in now and they always laugh. They're just a busy day, and I just drop off my parcels. I'm not going to lockers, and they're really good. So yeah. So Lisa wants some advice. So can I have some advice? Still quite new to eBay. First return on eBay. Customers supposed to post today, but track says it's not been posted yet. What do I do? So the customer has, I believe, and people might be able to quote me wrong, I believe it's 2 or 3 weeks to actually send the item back to you. If it is not sent back by the deadline, you can contact eBay via the live chat and they will close it in your favor. And that means then you keep the money, the buyer keeps the item, and I think it protects you against negative feedback. You have accepted the return. So yeah, if they haven't posted it and the deadline's up, make sure you jump on live chat and do it straight away. But it will tell you when the customer has until they've got to post the item. So yeah, hope that helps. Tog's asking, Closet, what's your Insta? So yeah, post that in the chat. I'm sure I'll follow you, Closet, but if not, I will, because I want to have a look at some of your stuff as well. Yeah, Tama Bell says, just wait it out. Yeah, absolutely. So wait for them to post it to you. Don't message them and say you haven't posted it back. You know, when did you plan to post it? It's in eBay's hands, effectively. They send it back to you, receive it back, and there's no issues, then that's fine. But if they don't send it back, just contact eBay, and they'll close it in your favor, and you'll win that case as well. And there we are. So they've already helped you. By the time I got your question, everyone's helped. So. Oh, Angela's in. Hi, Angela. So she says good morning. She is in Australia. And yeah, she saw my Instagram today and told me to keep trucking today because, yeah, being hungover and packing in parcels is good. But yeah, nice to hear from you, Angela. I'm sure I'll catch up with you very soon. So yeah, everyone's giving Lisa the advice, which is good. Mrs. Love, evening all. Nice to hear it wasn't just me having trouble with Packlink this morning. It made the switch to go direct to every instead. Yeah, so I asked a couple of other resellers. Instead of me posting them on the Facebook groups or ringing eBay, I just asked a couple of other resellers, you having issues? And they were as well. So, Yeah, GT pre-love, 30 orders in that time. I spent hours packing. Yeah, but I'm guessing you're doing all the vintage electricals and the bulkier stuff as well. So that does take more time. A lot of my stuff this morning were poly bags and small boxes. So I only had, I think, 4 bulky items in the big boxes. So that's probably why. Yeah, I do the same, Tam. I use the either listen to a podcast or YouTube. This morning I had some house music on just to help me get through. But yeah, I need to have something to get me through the packing. I used to really enjoy packing, but now it's probably the bit I hate the most. I don't even mind listing the items anymore. But packing sometimes is just tedious, but other times it's quite relaxing just to sit there and do your packing as well. Let me see if I've missed anything in the chat so far. Every driver's like collecting. They earn yeah, they do. They earn money per parcel, 50p. But I've heard horror stories that if you do, say, have one parcel to be collected, and then put your rest that you meant to drop off to be collected, that they will actually invoice you at some point. I've heard people say that, and I must admit I've done it a few times. When I've got 2 parcels to be collected, I've chucked another 6 or 8 in there because I know the driver gets paid per parcel scan. And even when he drops off parcels to me now, he just says to me, "Have you got anything you're dropping off at the lockers late you want me to take now?" And I've given them to him then. So I guess, you know, if you're asking it to be picked up, you've got to pay for each parcel. But if he's there anyway, it's kind of like, I'll just chuck the rest in while we're there. So yeah, 5:30 a.m. in Australia. Wow, I'm never up at 5:30. Well, I say never up. Only boot sale days I'm up at 5:30. Apart from that, I do like a little bit of a lie until at least 6:30 in the morning. Postage took an hour, 100 items, large letters, 2 of us. Yeah, okay, so maybe my 1 hour 30 in total isn't too bad then for just me doing 30 items in random boxes and stuff. But yeah, I'm really keen. I'm really excited to actually get that postage time down. And once I do niche down, it will be a lot easier to do so as well. Miss Love says, anyone know roughly how long Packlink takes to come back to you after sending off their form? It depends. I've had it before where they're back in 2 or 3 days. I've had it before where it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's a real guess with them. They're quick to send you the emails about the overcharges, though, that's for sure. But when it comes to you making claims, they do like to drag their heels a little bit. I just check my emails every morning to see whether they've come back to me. I sent off the request on Friday. I've heard nothing back today. So hopefully in the next couple of days I do. I've switched back from Yodel to every 5 lost sales from Yodel. Yeah, I've always been very anti-Yodel. But I know someone, Luke, who was in the chat earlier, he uses Yodel and he swears by him. He's never had an issue. So I think it just comes from experience. I think same with Royal Mail for me. I had 4 parcels go missing with Royal Mail and it put me off using them. But it could just be a one-off. So I think you've just got to use the courier that works best for you, and I think who you trust the most. That's the most important thing as well. Yeah, GT pre-love, Packlink response time, 2 years on average, I find. Yeah, and you know what? They always kind of say your claims, you know, it's gone through to the claim review team and we've accepted your claim, we're going to pay you out. And then I always feel the money either never comes or it just takes forever to actually appear in your PayPal account or whatever it may be as well. So, yeah, keep an eye on it because sometimes they say your claim is going to be paid on this day and just make sure it goes into your account. I'm sure a couple of times it hasn't in mine and I've just lost it. So Miss Love says, well, geez, glad I've switched to Go Direct now for customer service purposes. Fingers crossed I hear back ASAP. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard Parcel to Go are really good when it comes to customer service once you build up to their VIP level. Again, another reseller I was speaking to uses them for all their parcels, and they say the customer service is really good. Neil saying use Yodel for the first time last week, took over a week for a 48-hour. Yeah, see, I think it just depends on where you are and where you are and who you use, really. Used to give my local post office a box of chocolate and Christmas card, but it closed down. But now I go to post office that is owned by Asian, never see Christmas card on display. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's nice to give back, but it's really difficult, I think, when you do go to a post office or, well, not so much a post office, I would say a shop with a post office in it, because what do you take then? You know, I think maybe a gift card might be quite nice if you get on with the person. As I said, there's a few in the carb who are really nice. There was one person in the carb who doesn't like me because I bring in, you know, I might bring in 10 parcels and she'll huff and puff while she's scanning them. But some of the guys in there are great. And even now when they're busy, I just say, you know, if you want me to scan the parcels, I'm happy to do so. And they do let me just scan the parcels and, you know, make life easy for them. That's what I say. And what I try to do now is avoid their rush hour times as well. So I normally go either late in the evening around this time, or I go first thing in the morning, because if you go during sort of 3-4 o'clock when they've got all the school kids in there, there's nothing more frustrating when they're keeping an eye on all of them as well, and they've got to scan your 30 odd parcels. So yeah, I just try and make life easy for them and explain why I do it as well. Yeah, so no, Lisa, what happens is every driver gets paid a bonus of 50p for every item they collect from you as well. So when Packlink especially do the deal where it's free collection, always switch that if you can, because it just helps out the every driver. And Derek's using Yodel, no real issues. Yeah, see, and same as Tam and Bell. So it really is one of them. They'd be great if there was one courier who we could all say you'd never have any issues with, but I don't think they exist. Sophie says, used to swear by Yodel, but they're being a nightmare at the moment. Posted 2 items today on 5th of November and says may take till the 2nd of December to get there. Yeah, it's all over the place at the moment, I must admit. Okay, let's have a look here. So Neil says, I still switch from my local post office shop. In there. Yeah, well, I can't condone that, anyone, but I bet Neil does as well. I bet he goes in there and drops off a couple of parcels and puts a few Twixes in his pocket. I can see that, Neil. I don't give them anything. They're getting paid to do. Do they gift you for making them money? No, I completely agree in that way, in the sense of they're there to do a job. But I think when, you know, for me, like the carb guys, when they go above and beyond for me, sometimes they have a big queue and they'll get someone out the back to come and scan my parcels to stop me having to wait around. So I think when someone goes above and beyond, I think to give them a little something is nice. And as I say, my every driver is great, because he knows now if he rings the doorbell, I've got a ring doorbell, he knows where to leave the parcels safe. He does leave them safe. And even when I'm just out and about, if I see him, he'll stop and have a chat with me and stuff. And he'll even say to me, have you got any parcels you need me to shoot by later on? And yes, I think when people go above and beyond, I don't mind giving them a little something for Christmas. I think it's nice. Yeah, I feel so intimidated by the workers at Huff and Puff. I know. And I don't know, she has that resting face, should we say, where she always looks pissed off at me. And I don't know whether it's just me because she sees, oh, it's him again dropping off all these parcels. But I'm always just overly friendly with her now, to be honest. But yeah, all the other people in there are nice as pie to me. And I know now she works on Mondays. So normally I avoid going in there on a Monday when I know she's working. I just can't be bothered with her. Just had an invoice from Every for Playmobil police car and trailer under 1 kg saying it weighs 14 kg. What a joke. Yeah. Is it through Packlink? Let us know. I've had many of them over the years. And I'll if it's through Packlink, let me know. There's an easy way to get out of them with through Packlink. You basically just say to them, you know, in a way, prove it. This is the item. Send a screenshot of the item. Try and find a similar item you can compare it to, which obviously clearly doesn't weigh that. I just give them the information, and normally they'll just say, on this occasion, we're going to waive the charge. But yeah, sometimes they do it. But I had one where they said 12 parcels all weigh 240 kg each before. Just ridiculous. And they wanted to charge me, I think it was about £100 per parcel as an overcharge, and they were all under 1 kg. So yeah, sometimes the machines are broke. But for that kind of thing, just message them. You should be able to get that one cleared. Yeah, Tonks Boutique's the same. Carper, ignore the invoices. Nothing ever happens. Yeah, if your PayPal is linked to Packlink, be careful because they do automatically take it. So if it's not linked, don't stress about it. That's for sure. While the post office staff are watching the thieving kids. Oh, okay. So you go at 3 o'clock to drop off your parcels when all the thieving kids are in there, and you know they're all being watched and you're not, and it's your time to shine. I'll see how you work. Every parcel shop is amazing. I'm quite happy to give them a Christmas gift. They're quite happy to prioritize us because we are not rude. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's building that rapport. I mean, when I first went in with a couple of parcels, didn't know me now, but now I walk in and straight away they're all chatting to me. How's eBay going? A few of them are actually saying, you know, I want to leave here and do eBay. How would you get into it? And so I've been talking to them about, you know, you've got to build up to it. Maybe start part-time, sell a few things, etc. But I think they think it's easy because they see me a couple of times a week come in with quite a few parcels. They kind of feel like, oh, he's killing it here. But sometimes in them parcels, we know what it's like. The item's only worth £3, £4, £5. So yeah, I'm just honest with them, really. Feel a bit bad if I have loads of parcels, especially if a queue forms my sparse post office in it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Go at the right times if you can. Go first thing in the morning. Well, not first thing, maybe sort of 9, 10 o'clock if you can, or maybe later in the evening or afternoon. Just try and work with them. You know, if you know it's peak and you're going in with 20 parcels, you don't want to stress them out. But most of the time, if they offer the service, they're there to do it. So, yeah, still take advantage of it, but just try and help them when you can. The post office counter shop also earn a commission on every parcel they scan. Oh, I didn't know that. So they actually earn commission on parcels as well. Okay, so every direct. Yeah, just mission. They should be absolutely fine. I mean, if you can explain, you can show the item you sold, they can clearly see it's not 14 kg. So Lisa says, can I have some advice again? What is the best way to post if you have 8 or more parcels? It's up to you what service you use. So there's Every, Yodel, Raw Mail. I would say they're the main 3. InPost as well, which is kind of linked to Every or kind of linked to Yodel now. I'm not sure where it is anymore. But they're the best options. But I find just for eBay is the easiest way for me to get labels quite quickly, or you can use websites such as Parcel to Go, or you can use the company's own websites, a Raw Mail website, Yodel website, or the Every website directly as well. And just compare prices. Parcel to Go is pretty good on prices. Raw Mail sounds really cheap at the moment, depending on the size. But yeah, I just do it straight through Packlink on eBay. There we go. So Miss Love saying, yeah, in her opinion, use Every, drop them off and drop them at the shop. Yeah, so you can drop them off the lockers or the shop. It's completely up to you. Tam saying use the Parcel Go link to eBay. Fairly easy to import orders. So yeah, Lisa, there's probably lots of YouTube videos of people talking step by step of how to use things like Parcel to Go as well. So if there's not, and no other YouTubers are doing it, when I get around to set up Parcel to Go, I'll make a video myself. But there's going to be loads out there. So yeah, just jump on YouTube, search Parcel to Go, and there'll be loads of videos showing you how to do it. But yeah, they're pretty good, I've heard. Bin report is good. Some ridiculously rude person in front of me, the scanner wasn't working. She took so long trying to tell the worker how to do the job before walking out. Yeah, I don't, honestly, I think manners do not cost anything. If you can go in there with a smile on your face, and although, you know, you might have had a stressful day, you don't know what their day's looking like as well. They might have had 12 rude customers before you. And just smile, have a chat with them, find out how the day's going, and you'll start to build that real rapport with them. And then when you go in the future, they're going to make sure you are prioritized. And I'm not the kind of person, because I say to them, you know, oh, don't rush. You know, I've got time. Don't get anyone out the back. It's fine. And they're probably busy. But now they'll ring the bell and get someone out the back just to collect the parcels. So it's building that rapport with people. If you go in there and just slam the parcels down and tell them to hurry up and whatever it may be, they're not going to help you out, and they'll remember you. And, you know, you've got to remember, they're all staff. They all talk. So, you know, you be nice to them all, or be nice to a couple, and then all of them are going to start liking you anyway. So yeah, GT says Every can link to your eBay directly, so import orders. Yeah, so all of the sites now, well, most of the sites now linking straight into your eBay. So yeah, posting things is very easy. Miss Love said, my drop shop is great. Must get them a tin of sweets, something. Yeah, so I need to think of a few things to get. I mean, the carp lot, as I said, I'll probably just go and buy a couple of boxes of celebrations, go to the till, pay for them, and just say, well, just let you know, these are for you. You know, make sure you share them between the staff, put them out the back, wherever it may be. But just a thank you for all your stuff. The Every driver, I'll probably get him some beers and a gift voucher because he's great. So yeah, I think just giving a little bit back is always really nice as well. What we got here? We're doing live sales now on my channel. Tam, are you selling this shirt? Is this what you're trying to do on my channel here? Well, do we have any bids for Tam's shirt? What is it? 99p start bid though, Tam? Let us know. Happy to do an auction for Tam's shirt. If he's trying to jump on my live tonight to sell his stuff, no, it's all good. If it is for sale, head over to Tam. Tam, link your eBay store, because then people can actually jump over and hopefully buy it. I've heard of the make before, but other people might say you're overcharging or it's a really good deal. So yeah, let us know. But look, I've been on nearly 50 minutes now. Let's get my ass to the gym. to be honest. I'm on a real fitness crackdown at the moment, I would say again. But last night did not help. I need to burn off this alcohol. Oh, I see what he means. He's had a live sale. So, no, it just sold. So he's just showing off that he's having really good sales. Well done, Tam. That is a nice sale. But yeah, I need to get to the gym, get working out. Cookie and the Haydens are going live at 8 o'clock. So jump on their channel. I'll be doing the same when I'm at the gym. As I say, this is probably going to be the last coffee pod officially on a Monday until the new year now. December is manic for me for the channel. I'm going to be doing Vlogmas. So you're going to see my ugly face every day over Christmas. Well, probably from the 1st until the 23rd or 24th. I have some other ideas. As I mentioned, I'm going to be hopefully speaking to an Irish reseller and getting a England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales reselling competition for December. And also I've got the charity thing on at the moment where I'm going to be selling some items for charity and doing a vlog about giving children who are less fortunate something to open on Christmas Day. So yeah, lots going on. I'm going to be active with the boot sale. Still going to try and find some indoor winter boot sales. So normal videos will be coming out and I might go live in December if I find some time. But if not, the coffee pod will be back in the new year. We'll get some more guests on. So if anyone is interested in coming on, whether you're from the UK or anywhere in the world, let me know and I'll get you on. But for now, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming on the lives and thanks for supporting the channel. We're nearly on 2,000 subscribers now, and I'm amazed because I've only been on YouTube 6 months, more less than 6 months, 5 months, I think now. So yeah, thank you all again. Thanks for coming for the journey, and we'll leave it with this. Mon the Scots finally at the World Cup. Thanks.